Hi everybody, my name is Chris Hodder. I'm the environmental advisor for the UN in Somalia. I'm also the UNEP focal point for Somalia as well, so trying to focus on supporting UNEP activities in Somalia, and also working with the government and the Office of the Prime Minister and the Director of the Environment. And so, you know, as we approach COP26, and as we've seen this year in the interagency panel of climate change specialists, we've seen that we face a code red for humanity. We really are in a crisis situation now globally in terms of climate change. And, you know, with the IPCC report showing that we're going to be having a massive increase in temperatures, we're going to have sea level rises, we're going to have, you know, increase in flooding and drought across the world. We can see this now. We can say this now with almost, you know, clear scientific, you know, evidence and certainty. And so, unfortunately, Somalia bears the brunt of a lot of the impacts of climate change, with increased flooding, increased droughts. And as we can see in Somalia over the last couple of years, we've got, you know, we can see that this cycle between flooding and drought is actually increasing. And we can see, for example, from government and Swalim data that the river in Shabelle, for example, has had 9 breakages in the last 10 years compared to only 1 in the previous 10 years. So the trend of breakages and increases in river flow, as well as increases in drought and drought issues, are only increasing over the years. And those climate events are then increasing displacement, so more and more people having to move. So last year alone, we saw 75% of new displacements all happening because of climatic issues. And so there's definitely more and more happening, and that increase in rise in temperature that we're seeing globally, but also in Somalia, is contributing to those issues of displacement. It's also contributing to some of the underlying issues of conflict. So some of those competition over natural resources in parts of Somalia, access to grazing lands, access to water, that conflict is actually going to be exacerbated by climate change, and that's only going to increase. And so what we really need to do is we need to come together, and the urgent call here is that we collaborate, we communicate, we work together to try to bring at the federal level, the ministry level, and they're doing a great job in terms of all the policy work and the work that's happening across the government on climate and climate related issues. But we also need to work at the community level and bring together community-based organizations, NGOs, UN, government. Everybody needs to focus and together to try to look at mitigating and adapting to that. And I think that the Somali delegation to the COP26 will make that very clear about, you know, we also need climate financing. We need investment from other countries to be able to help mitigate and adapt against those issues. So things like, you know, nature-based solutions. Can we look at floodplain management? Can we look at water catchment? And a lot of these issues are already known and worked on, and I think a lot of communities, in terms of indigenous knowledge, know exactly what to do. But what we've got to do is try to bring that in, partner that with modern technology, new ideas, and try to really collaborate and work on a multilateral way rather than a siloed way. We can no longer do it humanitarian development. We need to be collaborative together, nexus, and I think that's a really important area. So I'll stop there, but I wish you all a great conference, and I think this is going to be a really interesting meeting. So thank you.